G'day folks, this is Dragon. On the topic of homesteading, we're looking at different types of livestock that people may be interested in. And it comes down to the available resources you've got in the area to support your livestock. Now what we got here in front of us is guinea pigs. Now in some South American countries that's a staple diet for them, for people to eat them as a meat protein. Now we've got in this cage here, we've got one male and the rest are females, and they can become pregnant from about 4 weeks old. Now from what I've recently read here in Australia, and it's a cultural thing, in the West, people say, oh, Western culture, they're pets. Okay, but more and more I'm finding information here in Australia that a lot of off-grid people are breeding guinea pigs as a source of meat protein.
Mind the lawnmowers.
And they are very, very easy livestock to look after. In fact, in urban areas too, they're a very good source of low maintenance protein livestock. Now the rough-haired ones here, what they call the Angora type, and the smooth-haired type are just the, I forget what the name they call them. I used to breed these when I was a kid. Now I've never actually eaten them, but I've checked with the RSPCA here in Australia, and it's not illegal to eat them as long as they're humanely processed. So once you get past the yuck factor in Western society, they are a very good source of protein. They breed very quickly. The sizes can vary depending on the breed, the breeding genes in them, and also the environmental cage they're kept in. In fact, several years ago I saw a feral one in a small town near me, and he was about the size of a small cat, just living in an urban fringe bush area. But these little fellas, they're good little lawnmowers. And just to show you, that's a patch they were on. Was it yesterday, Lynn?
Yeah.
Yep. They might write down.
Oh no, hang on. That's probably a week old. That patch.
Week old.
Yeah.
And this is here. Now the idea of these is okay. They're a good source of food protein, but also you can put them in areas if you want them to clean it up. You can put them on old garden beds that have been fallow for a while, and they'll clean it up. And the manure is very, very good for gardens. And on this property here, there's a lot of problems with predators. They've got wild dogs. I haven't seen anything in a while. I think they've got wild cats around here too. You've got certain types of snakes that'll get in and get them, and other types of natural or introduced predators, hence the chicken wire on here. So this will keep most of the predators out, except for dogs. Now when I was a kid, I had chicken wire very similar to this, and the neighbourhood dog packs used to get in and they'd just rip this up like tissue. So you really got to protect these guys from predators, natural and introduced predators. And these little guys of a night, Lynn's got set up a protective box there. If at night they go in there, and there's a lid just there in front of you that protects them. A lot of predators around here at night are the wild dogs, snakes, and if you look down there, what Litta's done is that they put pavers down beside the cage to try to stop snakes getting in under the cage and eating them. Particularly the what type of snakes you get? You get browns, blacks, and the tigers, pythons, that sort of thing.
Red belly blacks.
Yep. But these are thriving. In fact, some of these are pregnant already. So that's another source of meat protein. specialist groups in the catering restaurant industry, I was reading somewhere recently overseas, they've actually tried cooked guinea pig. It's one of those one-off things, and they actually were quite impressed with the quality of the meat. There are different ways of cooking it if you look it up on the net, but I know one-off Greta found on the net. The Australian ABC program did a documentary on them about 5 years ago, living up on the Sunshine Coast, and guinea pigs are one of their primary sources of meat protein. And that's where I found out about the information about what the RSPCA said, as long as it's done humanely, as with all livestock, for food. So, well, these little guys, you're breeding them for food. You've got to separate the males, because they get quite nasty and quite vicious. Have a good old punch up, and can do a lot of damage to each other. Right, folks, this is one type of livestock, and it's not just out in the boonies, off grid, on grid, somewhere in between. You can grow them in urban areas too. And basically, Lynn, all you do is just let them feed on the grass and give them a few food scraps.
Yeah, and then just move it when they've mowed one lot down and move them into another section. But when in time we'll have the whole section.
Yep.
We'll have all these cages across it with join-ups with PVC pipes.
I think I was reading recently, pound for pound compared to a cow, these guinea pigs, and this is where you've got to look at resources, require about half the weight in food, pound for pound of meat, compared to a cow. So they're quite efficient form of livestock, and very easy to care for as long as you protect them from predators. So that's one form, folks. Yeah, I know, Western society, they're pets, but a lot of people in Western society are turning more and more to this type of thing for as a food source, as compared to larger livestock like cattle, sheep, goats and that sort of thing, which in this area they have big problems with wild dogs, predators getting into them, diseases. The bush ticks, quite often the animals have got to be dipped and all that sort of thing. So that's one thing you consider. It doesn't matter where you're living in the world, here or overseas. You've got to look at the resources you've got and the human resources you need to look after livestock, and these are very easy to care for, very easy to look after. Alright folks, thanks for watching.